It's interesting, Alan, when we first connected and I told you what the name of this event is, right? Overcoming Emotional Abuse and Deception. I would love to
Yes.
hear, like, how did you and how do you interpret that title?
For me, it's the context of emotional abuse, attachment, relationships, and then it's this word deception that really stood out for me. And what interests me is talking about abuse when we're not talking about abuse, or we talk about abuse by not talking about it. So when we're a child and mom says, I love you, mom doesn't say, that's code for I'm going to also engage in emotional abuse dynamics right now. The child doesn't know this. We don't know this. When we say talk about parent-child relationships, I'm really interested in how this is translating to who we are today as adults. And this word deception, what interests me is a byproduct of emotional abuse is self-deception. And within the context of the system of when deception, either be it overt or covert, direct, manipulative, or completely unconscious, the byproduct is now we're deceiving ourselves, and self-deception moves in the direction of self-betrayal. And in order to keep this whole system going, to keep all the plates spinning, the dysfunctional plates spinning in this family system, we have to keep signing up to betray ourselves or deceive ourselves. And I want to talk about what are the ways that we keep doing this and that we keep ourselves in this trauma mind fog, unable to clearly see that there's a different way to be in relationship. And in order to do relationship differently, it does mean moving away from that model, which oftentimes translates into really moving away from wanting to get our needs met, our attachment needs met with our parent, and that we really enter a deep, crushing grief around, I'm not going to have the relationship with my parent that I want. So that's initially, I know that too is a mouthful to begin with. So the map is really deception, self-betrayal, and then how do I keep this self-betrayal going? That's sort of the framework in my mind of how I come to our chat today.
Awesome. Thank you. And I like what really hit me, what you just said is right, feeling that grief of not being able to get needs met through our parents.
Our sense of self unravels. The ground in which we think we're operating from and relating to this parent, or as an adult, we never quite get out of the parent-child framework, and we're not able to relate adult to adult. And it makes me think of, I know this is for those who are aware of the film The Truman Show, this is somewhat of a familiar used idea, but your reality starts changing so much when you enter realizing you just can't keep doing what you're doing. You need to confront this self-betrayal. But in doing so, that crushing grief, how you orient to the world changes so dramatically. The sky isn't really the sky, the ground really isn't the ground. And it's this incredible disorientation that is ultimately, we say, is necessary and part of healing process. And at the same time, when you're in it, it's so confusing. And a lot of, we want to keep our self-betrayal going because we have this ultimate undying hope that one day my parent will know me. I like to make the distinction very clearly, at some point when we really more move into talking about double binds and how we get these really conflicting messages and really conflicting emotional messages, is that the messaging, and this isn't true for everyone, respectfully to the audience, anybody who's listening, I know that, the way I frame it, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, meaning this phrase might not connect with everyone, but we could play with it, play with the language to make it your own. But this idea of my parent loves me, but my parent doesn't know me. And it's that part that if you don't know me, then how can you love me? And already we're looping in this double bind.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and there's just so much, and I think I'm sure so many people watching, right, come come to this event or coming to this because perhaps they've been in an emotionally abusive relationship as an adult, but now they're recognizing, wait a second, this has to do with my relationship with dad or mom, and all those dynamics, and that, like you said, like sometimes it takes going through something really challenging to really get us to
Yes.
look at it, unfortunately, but right,
And
that's
emotional abuse doesn't look like abuse.
AVAIYA has changed my life.
AVAIYA has made me the woman I am today.
AVAIYA is my home.
AVAIYA is personal freedom.
AVAIYA is the reason my life continuously improves.
Let everyone in your life know about AVAIYA.
Everyone needs to know about this amazing company.
Thank you, AVAIYA, for appearing in my inbox.
What ALLEN and Ande Anderson have created at AVAIYA is what the world needs.